Hi everyone, how are you? So, today we're going to continue with the second video of unit number 7. Alright, so in this unit we're going to be giving some recommendations and also we're going to see some ways of giving directions in a map. Alright, so the first activity is called If You're Interested in Art. Look at the photos in the website for tourists. What do you know about Amsterdam? So here we're going to be talking about a very specific place, right? So try to think about common things you know about Amsterdam. So well, we know that Amsterdam is a city, right? Is the capital of the Netherlands. The language they speak, right, is mostly Dutch, but they also speak English very well. Amsterdam is very known for the canals, their system of canals, right? Because, well, it was built before cars even existed, and the roads are very, very slim, right? And there's no much space for cars. So there aren't many cars, or not at all, right? They usually go to places by bicycle. Yes, it's a very small town. We have some well-known famous people like Van Gogh, as you can see there, or Anne Frank, right? Amsterdam is also known for their unique buildings. Yes, so the houses have very long windows and they have a very particular style of architecture. Now, read the entries that we have here, right? About three different places that you can visit when you're in Amsterdam and decide which one would you like to visit the most. All right? Okay, so as a brief summary, we have Van Gogh's museum, right? Which has over 200 paintings. Then we have the Keukenhof Gardens. Keukenhof, well, that's Dutch, right? It's not English, so my bad if I'm pronouncing something incorrectly. But this is one of the most beautiful and the biggest flower gardens in the world, right? And then we have Anne Frank's house. This is a house where two Jewish families, the Franks and the Boppels, hid during the Second World War. And then is where she wrote her famous, very, very famous diary. Now, which place would you like to visit if you are in Amsterdam, if you get to visit Amsterdam? I would say the three of them, right? You cannot miss out. Now, we're going to be talking about real conditionals, yes? And real conditionals are these phrases that would start with if something happens, you might do something, right? So, for example, if you visit Amsterdam, you should go to Anne Frank's house, right? That is a conditional, yes? And we're going to be talking about real conditionals, which are also called first conditionals. Now, you may be asking me, what do we use conditionals for? Well, we use conditionals to talk about a various amount of things, right? To give information, to recommend something sometimes, right? To give advice or opinion, to make promises as well, right? We use conditionals when we have a supposition of something, maybe hypothetical, that will happen, yes? And then you have a result for that. Now, conditionals are divided into two different parts. First, we have the if clause, right? That is the part of the possibility, yes, where we present the possibility. We use the if at the beginning, right? And then present simple for the rest. Then we have a comma, and the second part, which is called the main clause or the main part, is in this case where you're going to give the advice or the recommendation, your opinion, or whatever, right? For the second part, we're going to be using modals such as will, might, may, should, right? And then the infinitive form. Yes? So complete the sentences from the website using the words from the book. So pause the video, go back to the text if you need it, and then come back so we can check. So in the first part, we have you will, right? Or the short form. If you're interested in art, which I don't know, it's a supposition, right? If you are interested in art, you'll love the Van Gogh Museum. Number 2, if you visit at the right time, you'll see more than 7 million flowers. If you want to eat here, you might have to book in advance, maybe. And if you visit in the summer, you should go to the house in the early evening, right? That is our recommendation. Now, we're going to go to page 137 because I want you to show you some more things about conditionals. Be patient. There we have it. So, here we have some examples. It says you can use real conditionals to do a lot of different things. For example, if you want to visit this country, you have to get a visa. This is information that you need to know. Relevant information that I'm giving to you, right? It's not a recommendation. It's not an advice. It's not something I am giving my opinion, right? It's something that you have to do. You have to get a visa. Yes, information. The second example says if you are or if you're interested in ballet, you must see Carlos Acosta. This is a recommendation. I think Carlos Acosta is very good, right? So I'm recommending that to you. If you're not feeling well, you can go home. This is permission. I'm allowing you to do something, yes, using the correct model. So you can go home if you're not feeling well. If you've worked here for 5 years, you should ask for a pay rise. This is advice. This is opinion. I think that if this is true, if you have been here for 5 years, I think it's a good idea for you to ask for a pay raise. Yes? An opinion. Just that. The last one says, if I see Jeff tomorrow, I give him your phone number. This is a promise, right, that I make in a moment. So maybe you need Jeff to call you, right, but there's no interaction between you two. So I say, I'll give him your phone number, okay? I'll do that. This is my promise. If I see Jeff tomorrow, because maybe I won't see him, right? But if, in case I see Jeff tomorrow, I'll give you your phone number. In all these sentences, the speaker feels that the situation in the if part of the sentence is real or possible. We are not talking about things that aren't a possibility, a real possibility. Yes? So we don't talk about things like if I was a singer, right? Because that's not real. I'm not a singer, right? So that's not a real possibility for me, right? Or if I say, if I won the lottery, I don't use it in present, I use it in past, right? If I won the lottery, because I know that something is not very possible, yes? Unless I play, right? Yes, and I buy tickets for the lottery every single day, then it would be maybe a real possibility to me. But in the case of me, right, that's not a real thing. Now for the form, we have the conditionals divided in two parts. The if clause in present simple, remember that. If it rains tomorrow, and then the main clause, will stay at home. That is what we are going to do in case it rains tomorrow. Now, important, very important, you can reverse the two parts. There's no need for the if clause to be at the beginning every single time. But in that case, we're not going to use the comma in between. Yes, the comma here is very important. So if I reverse it, we'll stay at home if it rains tomorrow. There's no need of a comma there. Okay? There's no division in these two sentences. Now let's go back to the unit. And now I'm going to give you some time to do this exercise. Of course, I won't be able to check it through this video, but if you want to show me something by email or feel free to do so. Write recommendations for visitors to your country. So think about Chile. That's maybe the place where you live. And complete the sentences. So if you're interested in sightseeing, you love, and then that's up to you. If you want to do some shopping, you should go to Costanera Center, maybe, right? If you enjoy trying new food, you might like. If you like the countryside, if you come in winter, if you like sports, if you're interested in, and then you can complete. All right? This is part of your own opinion. Now, I told you that we were going to be talking about directions too, right? Which might be something complicated, right? Orientation is not something that is easy for everyone, at least not for me, but it's something very, very useful, especially if you're visiting a new place and you don't speak the language, right? Learning how to give directions in English becomes a big deal. Now, we're going to listen to Lizzie talking with someone in the tourist office, right? And the idea is for you to answer two questions. Where does she want to go and how far is it? Yes?
Track 23.
Can I help you?
Oh, yes, please. How can I get to Anne Frank's house?
Oh, you can walk from here. It's very easy. Let me show you on the map.
Okay.
We're next to the main train station.
Yeah?
Go out of here and turn left. Go down the big street. It's called Damrak.
Okay.
You go past a big building on your left, the Beurs.
Okay.
If you continue along Damrak, you'll come to the Dam.
That's the big square, right?
That's right. You'll see the National Monument on your left and the Royal Palace on your right.
Right.
So, turn right and go past the palace. Then go along Raadhuisstraat, here, for about 500 meters.
Okay.
When you get to the canal called Prinsengracht, turn right. The house is by the canal, just here.
That sounds pretty easy. Is it far?
No, 2 kilometers, maybe a bit less. It's a nice walk.
That's great. Thanks for all your help.
You're welcome. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, thanks. That's fine.
Okay, so where does she want to go? She wants to go to Anne Frank's house, right? And how far is it? Well, the lady says that it is around 2 kilometers or less than that. Yeah, so it's very close. Now, I know that there were some pronunciation, right? Issues maybe for you because these words are not in English, are in Dutch, right? So they have a very, very different pronunciation. They use a very different part of the vocal tract to pronounce words, right? That may be difficult for us. But then we have the second question. Now, where's Anne Frank's house? So remember that they were at the central station, right? And we had some instructions. So we have number 1, 2, or 3. Listen again, pause the video and go back and listen again, right? And tell me which of these points, reference points, are the ones that represent Anne Frank's house. So pause the video and go back again. Are you ready? Are you sure? So let's see. Where is Anne Frank's house in number 1, 2, or 3? Redoble de tambores, right? We have it in number 3. Yes, this is Anne Frank's house. And they were at the central station. So now, what I want you to do, right? I want you to use the map, right, and know the reference points to put the instructions in order, right? So you're going to be going back to the map and then completing this, right? The question is, how can I get to Anne Frank's house? We're next to the main train station, right? Go out of here and turn left. Go down the big street. It's called Damrock. You'll go past the big building on your left, the Burrs, and then you can continue. I'm going to be waiting for you. Okay, so let's see. You can play the recording again in case you need it. Now, number 3 says, you go past the building on your left, the Burrs. The next one says, if you continue along Damrock, you'll come to the Dam Square, right? You'll see the National Monument on your left and the Royal Palace on your right. Turn right and go past the palace. Go along Raja something, right, for about 500 meters. When you get to the canal called blah blah, turn right. The house is by the canal. Yes, that is how you can get to the Anne Frank's house. Yes. Now pay attention to the expressions. We use in most of the cases we use imperative language, right? I mean, what's imperative language is what we use to give commands or instructions. We don't use subjects. We say go along, go down, go out of, turn right, turn left, go past, go along. Yes? We don't say you have to go along or you have to go down or keep walking out of here, right? We go straight forward to the point and we just include the verbs and the directions, of course. Go along, that means straight, in a straight line, following a street in this case. Go down, of course. Go out of a place, turn left, turn right, and go past. ¿Sí? Pasado algún lugar, ¿cierto? Pasa ese lugar and then you're going past something. Then we have the main points, reference points that you have to accomplish, right? So when you get to that place, turn right. Or when you see the sign, or when you see the statue, you have to do so and so. If you continue along Damrock, you'll come to the dam. Yes? In this case, we're not actually predicting. Yes? But we use will because we're talking about a situation that we're not sure if that's going to happen because I'm not sure if you are going to be at that place, right? So if you do that, that will happen, right? You'll come to the dam. You'll go past the big building on the left, right? You'll see the National Monument on your left. We're going to be practicing with a map, yes? Now try to think about your city. Try to think about what instructions will you give to someone that is new. Maybe we can talk about university as a reference point, like in Casa Central, because we all know that place, yes? And we're going to be choosing some specific places so you can practice your instructions, all right? So that is the end for today. Yes, I think that's the end. So if you have any question, as always, please let me know. We'll be in contact through emails, right? And I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.